you're wrong and here's why. So
Right.
look, okay, let's look at matter. What is this stuff?
Yeah.
And what's it doing? Where did it come from? How do we fully embody that realization? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, everything is material, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so what do you want to do with it?
Right. And at the quantum level, everything is connected. You know, there's
Yeah.
non-local connections between what appear in space-time to be separate.
Well, how can we even establish separation? It doesn't, like, even if we can establish separation, there is, establishing separation is still a choice of description. So we can always say it's all in the universe or something. So there isn't something that we can come up with that isn't here.
Right. So what is here? Like, because there's the thing that happens when we describe what's here. We start to think that the description is somehow above or outside of what's there. You know, that we're actually subjects describing an objective, pre-existing reality. So, I mean, does reality pre-exist our perceptions and our attitudes and beliefs, or do they co-create, co-constitute one another?
Like, how much does the universe have to fool itself, right, in order to evolve?
Yeah, to become wiser.
Yeah.
Is it to the degree that it's afraid or something like that, or?
Well, maybe I'm not sure for the universe. If you were the universe, if you were,
I am.
if you were, yeah.
I'll try to.
What else would there be to be afraid of? So, but maybe you want to play though. Maybe you're bored. Could you get bored?
You can get bored. I think boredom is actually just a product of certain chemicals, you know. So like or at least the opposite is true. Is that if you take a bored person and then suddenly their dopamine and serotonin levels are all raised up or something, they're not bored.
We could trace that to energy levels, though, couldn't we? At the ultimate level. So could these energy levels be demonstrated on a cosmological kind of grand scheme thing? Is it?
Can you explain that more?
Could the universe have something similar to big emotions?
Well,
Yeah.
I think that's energy isn't just matter in motion; it's spirit in emotion. It's both. I mean, it just depends how you want to.
Okay, that's what I was kind of trying to hint at. Yeah. So.
I mean, we're the universe either way, so it's one of those things that, I mean, when we get to like this level in a conversation or the awareness, we want to say something that like harmonizes or something. So if I say all the universe is love, and you listen to my voice, and it's like, okay, is that the voice of all the universe is love, or is that like, is that just and I just is it talking or something? Like, am I saying we are eternal, but we're not, or like I don't know that, or something like that. And there's like a different.
Maybe sometimes we take this theoretical attitude and think that our vocalizations or our descriptions and inscriptions are. We think that they're describing something scientifically and objectively, but then is there a way to speak maybe more embedded in a way of life instead of your words in that sense have a consequential effect in your relationship with others and with the world, instead of just being, I'm not trying to have a conversation, I'm just trying to describe what's there. I'm not interested in what you have to say because I've done studies myself and this is what's there. It's a different way of speaking, totally. Like a theoretical way and an embodied, practical way. So how are we to? But then is the theoretical voice entirely useless? Like that seems to allow us to make machines like this, right?
The theoretical, the one that's doing the analyzing, the analytical as well.
It tries to objectify and reduce into component parts.
So that's the part that's doing the illusion. And in a sense, that's the part that's the magician, the one that's creating the illusion of separateness.
The magician, but I mean, there's also got to be a demon. Like, have you read Faust, Goethe's play? It's about this guy, Faust. He's like, a genius, a Renaissance man. Knows everything about anything about everything. Mephistopheles, or the devil, has a conversation with God at the beginning of the Faust book. Basically, it's like the book of Job, where God's like telling the devil, okay, go try to tempt my most beloved human creature.
Mm-hmm.
And so Mephistopheles goes and tries to convince Faust that he can be a fully realized magician, have complete power, and do whatever he wants.
Mm.
And because Faust had been pretty depressed and existentially lacking prior, he thought, all right, finally I'll have this supernatural power that I've always been longing for. I can do anything.
Yeah.
The basic moral of the story, to totally spoil it for anyone who hasn't read it,
Go ahead.
is that Faust discovers that he can't fully love anyone if he is all powerful. And so he has to instead give himself to the world instead of trying to control it. So the idea of the magician, I don't know why I went off on a tangent.
You're talking about the demon.
Oh, well, yeah, the magician is always in relation to a demon, because he has to constantly ask, is this black magic or is this white magic?
Yeah, because if you're making the illusion, it might initially seem like black and manipulative magic, but if it's ultimately leading to that realization that helps you appreciate and experience that love, ultimately love others, right? That others, I think the way that you were talking about, and that way that and self, but you recognize others as not. Is it just that, or can you hold both? Can you hold that separateness? Can you hold the oneness?
We face each other.
Yeah.
We're not separate, but we face each other. So there's a distinction. There's faces.
Interesting. Well, yeah.
They're separate though.
You made a video about the schizophrenia, and that's kind of related to multi-personality kind of thing. And I think it's true that everybody has multiple personalities within their own mind. So it's not that far-fetched if we viewed the universe as one global mind. That it's that one global mind.
But global is universal.
Excuse me. Yeah, you're right. It's universal. But it houses global and universal. It houses multiple personalities. So, but it's all under the one universal mind. So, in that sense,
it's all.
But I mean, it's like, we can take a library example or something. You've got a book on yoga, and you have a book on the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those books might never do yoga together or something. And then the same, like, I may never interact with the HIV virus for my whole life, and just like I might never speak Chinese. So, like, we can talk about a whole global mind, but like I think I'm more into there are infinite universes than necessarily just trying to be mono-spheristic or something.
Universes. That's interesting. I mean, that would.
Yeah, I think there are. There's
universes.
Like, this has happened. This whole 13.7 billion thing that's going on. It's happened before, and it is happening in other dimensions.
Universes.
But we're in this one, right?
Well, I mean, when we say we're in this one, I mean, I think there's still kind of like there's some kind of okay, so right now we have a conversation, and each of us is like, it's like we're all magicians, or we're all painters, or we're all talking whatever, and so maybe we're creating something. So to the user, maybe we're creating some video to them. So we're all in that, but there can still be a different feeling, or I'm gonna walk away and go to it, like I'm gonna walk in one direction, you're gonna walk in one direction. I mean, but we're all here, but I mean, even when we say we're all here, like how direct am I going with that? Like, I'd say I'm present, and 5 years ago I'd say I'm present, and pretty much anyone, if you ask them, are you here now? They're like, some people will be like, no, I'm still thinking about my job or something, but there is a greater degree of clarity, of presence, that we can all continue to either do the work